Burning hatred from smiling socialists. That's the focus of tonight's angle. To truly understand how far today's Democrats have lurched to the left, then you need to watch how Zohran Mamdani's supporters treated the pro-LGBTQ, pro-late-term abortion, pro-illegal alien, climate change fanatic Kathy Hochul last night. Now, when the New York governor got up to introduce the 34-year-old socialist who leads that New York City mayoral race, the audience wasn't really interested in her remarks and tried to drown her out, chanting,
"This crowd is fired up." All right. I can hear you. You want to see Zoran or not?
tax the rich. Tax the rich? So the vocal grassroots thinks that, what, New York taxes aren't high enough? Huh. Now, mind you, New York City currently has one of the highest marginal tax rates of any city in the United States. Those making over $150,000 pay approximately 31% of the New York City tax burden. So they're already very much soaking the rich in the Big Apple. And with chants like that, no wonder the city's already seeing the Mamdani effect, where wealthy residents are planning to relocate if indeed he wins, either to Florida, Connecticut, or the New York suburbs. According to Realtor.com, agents said that since the summer, nearly every buyer from the city we've taken out to see homes in Westchester has mentioned the mayoral election as one of the drivers for shopping in the burbs. Now, when pressed on the tax the rich chant last night, Hochul did what liberals do. She tried to squirm out of answering.
I couldn't hear what they were chanting. I thought they were saying, "Let's go Bills." I wasn't sure. I mean, when you're up there, I heard some noise. I heard a lot of cheers. But later on, it became clear to me that there is I know there's passion for that.
Let's go Bills. Doesn't say anything like that. Now, there's a passion for that. Oh, there's a passion for that. Is that the new barometer for Democrats? Even if the policy advocated in the chant would actually kill the city? But Mamdani is either too stupid or too much of a diehard socialist to understand what his policies will actually do, what they'll create, which is havoc. Policies that might get a crowd going, where the government imposes price controls for everything, or everything's just free.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it.
Gosh, why didn't anyone ever think of price controls before? They've always led to disaster. Everyone remember the 70s? And beyond housing, Zohran's such a miracle worker, money will just magically materialize to pay for everything else as well.
No New Yorker should ever be priced out of anything they need to survive. And we believed then, we believe today, we will believe tomorrow that it is government's job to deliver that dignity.
You know, it's not going well if you have to put out this defense.
But we must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
Totally sane? Well, I guess if shrieking like a magpie qualifies as sanity, she's got it covered.
Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country.
I like the bouncing. That adds a lot to it. And not to be outdone by AOC, other New York Democrats are trying to prove their radical open borders bona fides.
Is it radical to fight to abolish ICE?
At least we know what they'll do, right? If they get back into power nationally, the floodgates will be open again. The migrant caravans, the people streaming across the Rio Grande. Remember all those videos? Come on, rapists, murderers, human traffickers, they're the only constituency today's Democrat Party truly represents. But as New Yorkers are hurtling toward the socialist cliff, our friends in Argentina averted disaster last night. Astounding the so-called experts, the people once again voted for conservative reformer Javier Milei and his party. They rejected a communist push for the same types of policies Democrats are embracing here. Milei loves his country and he loves Donald Trump. Let's just hope this is a bellwether for the GOP next year, just as the Brexit vote in 2015 was a bellwether for Trump in 2016. If only to dash the hopes of all those hopping into bed with an Islamic radical who hates America.
This is about this November's election, but take that energy, that passion, and take it into 26 so that we can take back the House of Representatives, take the Senate, and take back our country.
Oh, she wants the midterms. She's smart to say this is good here in New York, but let's just go for the real stuff next year. But 24 years after 9/11, this cannot be the man who the Democrat Party considers one of their leading lights.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt, who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Those are crocodile tears. Nearly 3,000 Americans are dead after 9/11, and that's where he goes. Someone's upset about wearing a hijab. By the way, it looks like he got a so-called trauma victim wrong. It was apparently, I guess, a distant cousin, not his aunt. Nice job, Democrats. But none of the radicalism, none of the socialism stopped Hakeem Jeffries from finally agreeing to support Mamdani. What exactly, though, is the Democrat Party embracing, other than a deep hatred of this country and our traditions? So think about Democrats like Mark Warner. He likes to project himself as a moderate. Tim Kaine, same thing. They need to either have the guts to call this out and reform their party from within, or just abandon their party and join us. But given what the Democrats did to Kristen Sinema, they drove her out of the party, and what they did to want to do with people like John Fetterman, jumping over to the GOP may be their only alternative at this point. Otherwise, boys, you better be prepared to take orders from AOC and Zoran. And that's the angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.